Traders, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about a stock similar to Bumble, Tinder, and a little bit of Snapchat. Now, what if I told you there was a stock that pretty much did all of what these things do, and they sell the data primarily to the government and other businesses like that? Well, I'm bringing you a company that does that in probably the world's largest economy, China. Now, if you've been watching the channel, you've heard me talk about Momo. Now, Momo has a lot of good stuff going on behind them, and this has kind of been the year of these Chinese giants. We've seen YY, JD, Baidu, and then to finish it off, Pinduoduo. All these stocks seeing major runs up, but Momo has kind of seen some deceleration, but in the past month or two, it's been scaling back up, now consolidating very nicely. I'm gonna get into why I love this stock and why I'm adding it to the portfolio right now. But before we get into that content, I need you to do a few things. Hit that sub button down below, leave a thumbs up, and have the notifications turned on, because I post videos every single day about the stocks that I love and the stocks that I am trading. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get to it. Okay, so I'm going to keep the articles and stuff like that down to a little bit of a minimum. The chart here is what looks great. So I think the opportunity in the short term is very good for myself. And then in the long term, if you're willing to hold for that extended period of time, it could be pretty good as well. But again, what you hear in this video is not financial advice. Do your own due diligence. But I love Momo. So let's get right into that content. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is take a little overall look of what Momo is, what they're doing. So Momo Inc. operates as a mobile-based social and entertainment platform in the People's Republic of China. It operates Momo's platform that includes Momo application, as well as various related properties, features, functionalities, tools, and service to its users, customers, and platform partners. The company's Momo mobile application connects people and facilitates interactions based on location and interests and various recreational activities, including live talent shows, short videos, social games, as well as video and audio based interactive experience such as live. Now, this is kind of what gets me very interested. It's like an implementation of this Tinder, Bumble, Snapchat, TikTok, everything lumped into one thing. And there's so much data on this platform. And you know I talk a lot about data, so I don't want to focus too much on that right now. We're going to get more into that here in a second, so let's finish. It also operates Tantan, a social and dating app for young mobile internet users, which is what I was getting to, which enables users to find and establish romantic connections and meet interesting people. The company was formerly known as Momo Technology Limited and changed its name to Momo Inc. in July 2014. So this is what we need to talk about. So let's say whenever you're in America and you meet someone on Tinder and you're talking to them, you're swiping, you finally meet someone you're interested in, and then you want to talk to them further, your ultimate goal is kind of to get them off the app. Maybe to Snapchat because you can easily block them or something on that, or give them your phone number if that's kind of what you want to do, if you're looking to be serious. Who knows what your goals are. But here, they kind of have everything interconnected. So where Tinder and Bumble struggle to keep data is they lose their members by getting off the app. Now, what if everything was intertwined? You could connect, have a social interaction, your Facebook, everything was connected to this dating app. Well, with them, it is. Momo and Tantan are interactively intertwined, and it works out brilliantly based on their data. But how are they doing on earnings, and how are they doing on financials? Let's look at that. Okay, so here's a quick look over the past 3-4 years, give or take, of their earnings. Of all their earnings, they've only missed on one, and that was in September of 2018, as you can see right there. The rest all beat. Now, when we get to the chart, you're going to see some interesting things going on with the chart. We actually had, like I said, a pretty big down spike during COVID and stuff like that. But I like the uptrend that's going to be forming. I think there's massive rooms, especially when comparing this to Pinduoduo, YY, and these other Chinese companies. I'm telling you, Momo really looks like it could be a really big winner. So let's get into those charts. Okay, so let's just get started right off the bat. So we saw a massive drop in January, obviously pre-COVID, but that COVID stuff was still going on in China, so could be affected by that, but let's continue going down. And then as we kept scrolling down, once March hit, that's when stuff really started to hit the fan. And then we continued rolling down all the way into September, which is kind of where we bottomed. And this is the 4-hour chart, so it's a little bit higher time frame. So you can see we kind of made this bottom here, came down, and then we officially made the bottom at this $12 range. Now, the very interesting part of this is Momo continues to be profitable. Their earnings continue to beat. The last time they missed on earnings was back in 2018, like we mentioned. But as we zoom in a little bit more on this chart, let's take a quick look at some stuff going on here. We actually saw a massive run up to this $21 from that $12 region, and we got a full retracement based on everything happening with the Nasdaq. But now we have seen that consolidation we know and what we love. Up and down, coming down between the 15.5 and that $17 region. Now, when we get this consolidation, it always has me leading to a very bullish move back on the upside. This is what I love to see. We're consolidating on that major support right there, the 15.5 area I have marked. Now, I love what is happening. I love the strength that's being shown here. And I do believe we're about to get a break of this local range right here, the $17. Now, if we get a break, a retest, and we start moving back up, this is where I'm looking, the retest of that $17. Now, personally, I'd already entered some into this position around $18 on the way down, but I'll be looking to really stack up and add more on Momo here. Like I said, I see massive, massive upside for Momo, and their profitability margins are absolutely insane. The numbers are really what speaks for this company. And then once you get behind the data and overall how much they have to offer and to sell for outside sourcing, it's incredible, and it shows the real importance of what we know and love in our portfolios. Data, data, data. But let's take a really quick look at the OBV as well before we jump out of these charts. As we're looking at this OBV, you saw that massive dip we had. You know, we flatlined here, and then we had that massive move back to $21. So this represents that $21 range up there. So since then, we've came back down to 15, consolidated, and now we're kind of bottoming out there. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on. So this right here, let's say, that represents 21. This represents 15. Now, we're bottoming out. That's very, very good. We're getting a little upward trend. And what's really important to notice is that with this small upward trend that we are getting right there on that OBV with those small amount of buyers, we're getting such a nice bounce. This small little bounce represents that $2 increase from that 15.5 range. So that really is what this represents and shows the strength that's coming in. You've seen we consolidated, bouncing in this area, and I believe OBV will start to kick in and we'll start breaking back above this range. Once we break above this range, I think $20 is back in the books in literally a week, week and a half, give or take. So that's what I'm looking for. I see the massive upside in the short term. And if you don't know what OBV is, I recommend looking into it. It just represents how many buyers are looking into the stock. If it's being manipulated by shorts, how is it being affected there? It actually helped a lot with a lot of our trades, basically with AMC as well, which turned out to be very, very profitable for all of us here. So what we're looking at going on now, I really love the overall break of this $17. I think it's going to happen, but what I do expect going on, as we can take a quick look right here, let's get rid of this so I can show you guys. As we take a look, I do think we'll get a push up. And then this range right here is where we'll be rejected. We'll come back down and then get another break. That's what I'm expecting. And from here, I'd be targeting the $19, $20 range. But honestly, long term, the stock looks beautiful. Like I said, go take a look at Pinduoduo, PDD, YY. These are all great Chinese stocks. And look at the massive upside on those stocks over the past year. I mean, we can look at a few just really quick before we hop out of here. So let's look at Pinduoduo. Now you're seeing it's on a downtrend right now. But throughout, COVID and everything, it's had a massive, massive increase. Just since December, it was at $95 and it topped all the way out $210. Let's look at YY. These are just in the past 2-3 months overall. These are all Chinese-based apps and companies. YY was sitting at about $80 down below, moved all the way up to $140. Let's look at JD, another company, another Chinese-based company. They all have great financials as well, profitability margins. So $78 in December, all the way up to $105. If you go back even further, you can see it made a massive run throughout COVID. A massive, massive run, $40 all the way back up. So you see in China, these apps are making a lot of money based on the data that comes along with them. And then second, the reopening of China and everything, the economy opening back up has massive, massive potential combined with these dating apps and stuff like that. I'm very, very excited about this stock. I've been waiting to make this video, and I think right now is the perfect time for me to be getting in. Momo, guys, if you've been watching the live, you know I've talked about these guys tons. Now, if I gave them a scale of 1 to 10 long term, I give them, it'd be over a 10. You know, I love data analytics. You know, I love these data companies, especially the companies that are selling their data, because it's one of the hottest commodities that no one's really talking about. And especially with Momo, they're in the biggest economy, most likely in the entire world. China is a huge market and they are dominating in that industry, especially how they figured out how to intertwine these dating apps and social media platforms all into one thing. This is huge in what they're doing. It's kind of like a monopoly. It's a great thing that we're looking at. The financials on top of it has me very bullish as well. If you have any questions, comment down below. I'll try to answer for the first 24 hours. If not, hop into the live. I'm live every single night between 9:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central. I'm always live. Sometimes I go about till midnight. You'll have to wait and see, but check me out there. That's gonna wrap up this video. Have a good one, boys. Namaste.
Check. The grooves in my